Hi, everyone. I'm the owner of Midwest Goodness, and welcome to Midwest Cooking School. I'm so excited because today I'm going to share with you a recipe from my book, Dinner Done, and I'm going to teach you 12 ways that you can use a pizza stone that aren't even pizza, but we are going to make pizza. So please comment below where you're watching from. And also, if you love Pampered Chef tools and you love Pampered Chef recipes, just comment yes below. And you are going to get my free cooking library with over 12 different cookbooks for different kinds of Pampered Chef tools. So you don't want to miss that. So you definitely want to grab that bundle because it's totally free and you can grab it and use it for all kinds of different things. So again, welcome. Whether you're here live with me or you're watching on replay, I am so happy to have you in my kitchen with me. This is Midwest Cooking School with Midwest Goodness, and I'm going to teach you all the different ways you can use the pizza stone, like 12 different ways you can use it that aren't even pizza. So tell me, do you have a pizza stone? Tell me that in the comments. And what is the number one thing you use it for? Because this is something that I use all the time. I had one from like 20 years ago, and then I accidentally dropped it because it fell out of my hand. And of course it broke. So this is my new one. That's why it's not so dark yet. But the darker it is, the more nonstick seasoning it develops. So keep that in mind. Mine looks a little blonde right now, but the darker it gets, the more nonstick finish that actually has. So let's talk about these 12 ways you can use a pizza stone. Yes, you can use it for pizza. And yes, I'm going to teach you one of my recipes out of my Dinner Done cookbook on one that we love. And I just want to teach you, though, some different things you can use this for, because sometimes we kind of just get in that rut. It's only for pizza. No, it's actually for so many different things. So let me just list off a few things that you can use this for. So have you ever made your own pita bread? So normally pita bread is cooked in like a stone hearth, which is kind of like a brick oven, but you can make your own on the pizza stone. And why is it so important for a pizza stone? This is actually preheatable in the oven up to 550 degrees. So this is our new style from Pampered Chef pizza stones that allow you to actually preheat the pizza stone and it doesn't crack. So taking advantage of that and using it for making pita bread. That's the first thing you can make. You can also make your own crackers or even chips because of that preheating feature. You can also use this to make your own artisan loaf bread. So think of, look, those really nice, pretty loaves that just need to cook flat. You can use this for that. This is going to be so beautiful on here. And again, you preheat the oven for that too. So that's the third thing. Another thing, have you ever made your own English muffins? I know that is something on my list to try. So you can actually make them on here. And here's a really great one. So two different things here. You can use this to bake off cookies. So your holiday cookies or your chocolate chip cookies or whatever. The thing I love about the stones is that the bottom of the cookie or whatever crust you have never burns. You literally can like forget that you forgot, or you forget that you have these in the oven, for a few minutes over, and the cookies will still be magically delicious. They just look so good and they will turn out great. So when you cook cookies on here or bake cookies on here, it does take 1 to 2 minutes extra because the stone holds so much heat. And once it gets in the oven, it needs to, heat that up. But you are going to have the most delicious and really nice looking cookies. Not only small cookies, but you can also do a big cookie too. So think about like a giant sugar cookie for dessert pizza, a giant chocolate chip cookie for those fun birthday cookie cakes. There's so many different options. Gingerbread, peanut butter cookies. You can make taffy apple pizza. Yum. So these are some really great ideas. You can also make a really easy quesadilla on here. So you could even get the really big tortilla, lay it out here, add your toppings, put the top on, and stick this in the oven. When it is preheated, as you can do with these, you can simply just, bake that for just a few minutes, and it's going to melt that cheese. Everything's going to roast a little bit. You're going to get that brown top to your tortillas, and what a quick and easy meal. And you don't even have to babysit it. You just set the timer and come back to it and pull it out. Another thing you can use it for that I love about the pizza stone is that it keeps your food warm for a long time. So, when you're taking this out of the oven, you could have the first round of people go through, and then if they want seconds, it's still going to be hot. So this could be a warm serving platter. Maybe you've got some buns or something like that you want to keep warm. You could use this as a warm serving platter. Just keep it in the oven, let it warm up, and then put your food right on it, and it'll keep it nice and toasty for you. Another thing you can do is make toast. I do this all the time, like garlic toast, bruschetta toast. Makes a really quick and easy way to stick that all in there, and then it just bakes so evenly. And biscuits, and I bet you never thought of roasting your own vegetables on here. You could do that. Cauliflower, broccoli, carrots, all the things that you might like to roast. Of course, your favorite frozen foods, we've got the chicken nuggets and the fish sticks that our kids might like. And then also something I love are scones. So you can make scones on here too. So those are like 12 uses that don't even count the pizza that we're going to make. So I'm going to teach you how to make healthy Hawaiian pizza, because it's one of my family's favorites. And in my cookbook, I have actually a whole chapter on pizza. So I teach you how to meal plan around your busy life and how to use the tools to your advantage in your kitchen. And one specific chapter is on pizza, because I believe every family should have a family pizza night, because it's a way to connect after a busy week. And then you guys can, play games, or maybe watch a movie, or just make the pizza together, or maybe like make little mini pizzas. Everybody does their own. There's so many different ways you can do it. This is like the perfect gift that you could give for the holidays even, or a birthday gift. So you can actually get the pizza stone and a free pizza crust, $49, and it's the large pizza stone. So it's a really great price. And if you want to get it for $19, just write "shop with friends" in the comments, and I will get you a spot to do that, because what a great way to save a little bit of money. You just shop with your friends, and it's really fun and easy. So let's get started with this. So the first thing we're going to do, and in my cookbook, I actually have 2 recipes for crust, but today I had this in my refrigerator for a different recipe that I was making, and I thought, why not? If I can actually get it open. There we go. Why not just use this up, right? And, when you're having busy weeknights, there is no harm in using your own or a refrigerated pizza crust. It makes life easy sometimes, and sometimes you just got to do it. So I'm just going to unroll this, and this is going to be in a rectangle shape, and we're just going to kind of stretch it out. I also like using the baker's roller for this too, but this is really easy to stretch, so you can do that. But again, your kids could learn how to make a simple pizza recipe like this. They don't always have to rely on a frozen pizza that might be coming out of the freezer. But this is just a way to add more vegetables, some healthy toppings that your family might like, and also just to have some fun in the kitchen. So we've got our crust. One thing that you can do if you would like, I don't have it in my recipe, but sometimes I will do it, is I will actually just brush it with a little garlic flavored olive oil. So you can do that for sure. But what I'm going to do is just put on some pizza sauce. And if you've never made your own pizza sauce before, I highly recommend it. It's so easy. I know it sounds like, making your own pizza sauce. This, I just bought like the seasoning mix from Ball. And then just used my own tomatoes from the garden this past summer and cooked it up. And then you just use a water bath canner, which really is just a giant pot of water. And then you let it come to a boil. And then it tells you exactly like how much time to let that boil with the jars inside. And then you have your own pizza sauce. So just a little tip for you. It's kind of fun because you're not having to figure out like how to make it. You're using that mix. And you can even use diced tomatoes, like canned diced tomatoes, and make your own, even if you don't have fresh. So we've got that on here. You might notice that I kind of covered it lightly, and that's okay because you don't actually want too much sauce. This is a little trick for you. You want it to be light in sauce. Otherwise, your crust can get a little bit, heavy and wet. But the thing that works really good on the pizza stone is that because it's a stone, it kind of whisks away that extra moisture within the crust. And so it does work to your benefit to that. So we've got that. Now we're going to add some extra things. So I've got, let's see, 4 pieces of Canadian bacon. And this is actually maple flavored, so kind of a fun flavor. And I just took it right out of the package and I'm literally just dicing it up. Now, if you don't want to put meat on your pizza, you don't need to, but this is just an easy way to add a little extra flavor. So we're going to add that all over. And again, if you want this recipe, just grab my cookbook. It's on Amazon. Dinner Done, it's called. Makes a great gift as well. It's got 40 different recipes in it, and it also has a 6-week meal plan for you already done, so you don't even have to think about it. And the shopping list is there. So, okay, so we've got that. The next thing I'm going to add is some onions, and we don't need a ton of onions, so I'm just going to cut a chunk off this red onion. I like to use red for this pizza because it adds a lot of nice color. So I'm going to use the food chopper. Looks like I got a little skin on this yet. If you've never used the food chopper before, it's a really handy way to chop onions, nuts, other types of vegetables that you maybe don't need a lot of. Plus, it's a way to get out your stress for the day. Oh, there's a little bit more there. See, you can really go after it. But this is a Pampered Chef product, so you can find it in my kitchen store online, my Pampered Chef kitchen store. So we're going to add the onion on here. And then we're going to also add some diced green peppers. So this is another way that you can add some extra vegetables, extra color. Again, you can personalize this to what your family likes, but I think it's a great thing to do. Then we're going to also do some pineapple, of course. So I am going to put some pineapple chunks just to cut these down a little bit in the food chopper base, because it comes with this little base here, little silicone base. And we're just going to chop these up. You can use fresh pineapple. You can use frozen and thawed pineapple. You can also use canned pineapple. There is no limit to what you can do. I happen to have some frozen, and I thought, well, this is a great way to use this. You don't have to worry. I just let it thaw for a few hours, and it's good to go. So we're just putting that everywhere. Pineapple, let me know. I know it's kind of a controversial ingredient on your pizza. But tell me if you like pineapple on your pizza. Just tell me in the comments. I happen to love it. I like the sweet and I like the savory. And did you guys know it's actually, even though this is a Hawaiian pizza, it was not developed in Hawaii. It was actually developed in Canada by someone who moved from Greece to Canada when he was like 20 years old, opened his own restaurant, thought he would try some different ideas because he came from like sweet and savory types of cooking, came up with this, and nobody really wanted to take advantage of it. And then all of a sudden, people got excited. So you never know, right? And this I encourage you to try, because you got that salty Canadian bacon, you got the sweet pineapple. We had the best pineapple Hawaiian pizza in Hawaii, actually. That was one trip that is forever a special memory in my mind, that I was able to take my kids, my husband, as part of being a Pampered Chef consultant. And there was this little pizza joint. They made the best pizza, Hawaiian pizza. And one of the ingredients they put on it was bacon. And so not only did they have the Canadian bacon, but they had other bacon too. So I'm just adding a little bit of actual bacon in crispy little bits here. So we've got that. Then, of course, we can't forget the cheese, right? So this is one of my favorite containers. I love this container. It's called the cut and store container. So it's got this great lid, but also doubles as a cutting board. So I like that. I like to keep my cheese that's already grated in here. And then I just have like some Parmesan, and then I have my mozzarella. And you can see that I keep the rind of my Parmesan here. A quick tip for you is keep the rind. And then when you're making like a Italian soup or sauce, throw the rind in, and it adds so much delicious flavor. So don't get rid of the rind. Keep that in there. So we're going to add some mozzarella to the top. And also, just like the sauce, you don't need to go heavy on the cheese toppings. I know it's like tempting to just kind of want to cover every last bit, but cheese will spread very easily, especially when you grate it yourself. So that's what I did. I used my coarse grater. When you grate it yourself and you buy the block of cheese, it actually does have a little bit more even melting capacity because there's no anti-stick properties on this since you just grated it from a block versus the pre-shredded. There is some anti-stick properties because they don't want it to clump in the bag. So we've got this. I'm going to add also some Parmesan because Parmesan just adds a little bit of nuttiness. I mean, kind of like this umami flavor that I would say, which is really delicious. So you don't need much of it, just a couple sprinkles. And then I always like to eat a piece because it's just so good. So that is our healthy Hawaiian pizza. What makes it healthy? It's got lots of fruit. It's got lots of vegetables. It's got your bone building cheese, got calcium and things like that in it. And of course, we all need carbohydrates for energy. So we've got our carbs with our crust. And then this just pops in the oven at, let's see, 425 degrees, about 12 to 15 minutes, depending on your oven. And then you are going to have a delicious pizza. In that 12 minutes, quickly throw together a salad and you will have a full meal. And excuse me there. And then you can also make a quick smoothie too. So this is so easy and delicious. Let me just wash my hands. Tell me what you think of this pizza. Would you make it for your family? Again, you can grab my book to get the recipe for it. You can also go to my midwestgoodness.com website. I'll be sharing the recipe soon there as well. And you can also pick up my favorite pizza stone with the Pampered Chef kitchen store that I have. And you can grab the pizza stone plus the pizza crust mix on sale. So you're basically getting a free pizza crust. Normally the pizza stone itself is $50, but you're getting the pizza stone plus the pizza crust in the pizza night set for $49. And if you want to save even more with that, you can shop with friends and do a quick little online party. And then you'd get that set for $19 this month only. So I want to thank you for watching. Again, if you love Pampered Chef tools, all you need to do is say yes in the comments, and then I will send you that free cooking library that you can get all these kinds of different recipes and cookbooks to go with them. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what questions you have and any other ways that you love to use your pizza stone. I'd love to know as well. Thank you, and we'll see you again next time from my kitchen to yours. Happy cooking.